Vertical farming needs an immense amount of electricity compared to the traditional ways. Another blackout? Really? If we were to now mass deploy vertical farms with the current energy production, etc., it would probably cause a blackout in the whole world. You would thus lose internet connection, and that means no more videos. Wait, don't click away, there is a solution to every problem, and I've got this one just for you. Since energetics is the main hurdle of vertical farming right now, what can we do to solve it? Oh, I've got it! Nuclear power! Well, to be more exact, it's nuclear fission, which works on the principles of radioactive decay, and it is the way how every functional nuclear power plant now operates. The counterpart, as you might have guessed, is nuclear fusion, but we'll get back to that later. Anyways, nuclear fission is the cleanest and most effective source of energy that humans can right now utilize. I am that serious. It's the single best source of energy in the whole history of humankind. There is a massive amount of electricity generated from a very small amount of fuel, and the emissions are, well, simply aren't. Plus, look at this capacity factor graph. Nuclear power plants are constantly generating around 92% of their maximum output, compared to, for example, the measly 40% of coal. But there is one problem with the fission, and this comment summed it up perfectly. Daniel Cockerton said, "Energy needs to be cheaper for vertical farms to be viable. We could get there with nuclear very easily, but glowing grog bad, so here we are." It's true. And you know what's funny? That the people opposing the cleanest and most reliable source of energy are the environmentalists. I feel like this is one of the saddest and most pathetic facts out there. Anyways, even if nuclear fission probably isn't the future, we just have to wait around 10 to 20 years for nuclear fusion. And once that is viable, we will have almost an unlimited amount of energy for dirt cheap. This means that we will be able to grow almost all of our food crops via vertical farming, which is much more efficient with scarce resources like water and land. Hold up, come to think of it, there is a shit ton of water on the planet, but we only use 3% of it. Wonder why? Oh yeah, because our bodies don't like salty water. But is there a way to make fresh water not scarce? Shoot, there is! Desalination. So why don't we use that to make more fresh water? Oh yeah, it's very energy intensive. Wait, didn't I just say that fusion will give us tons of energy for dirt cheap? Fuck! I solved 2 problems in one day! So the only problem that's left to solve in the egg industry is scarce land, and vertical farming does just that. If you've watched this channel for a while, then you might know that vertical farming needs about 9 times less land for the same amount of produce than conventional agriculture. And if you know me, then you know what I would do with the 90% of freed up land. Rewild it, restore the soil, and recreate the original ecosystems. Which, as you can imagine, would immensely help the planet. At least that's my opinion. This is the end of the video, thanks for watching. No, just kidding. I already see the comments below this video saying that's all nice and shit, but what about the 5 major crops that make up more than 3/4 of our food supply? You can't grow those vertically, young man. Psych! Well, I must agree that almost all plants grown in contemporary vertical systems are just leafy greens. And I can tell you that this also bothers me. But the main reason for major crops not being grown in vertical systems en masse is that it simply isn't profitable yet. Which is caused mainly by the energy costs to grow these things. You know where this goes. The other thing that will drive vertical production of staples is that at some point we'll simply have to opt for this due to non-yielding fields that were destroyed by practices that aren't exactly long-term sustainable. For example, applying too much stuff and killing all the microbes in the soil. The moral of this video is that we either need to explain to the public that nuclear fission is really good, or we have to wait till fusion arrives. But one way or the other, agriculture will gradually progress to indoor environments and vertical realms, which will enable us to give back land to nature, which would enable nature to take care of itself again, which would in turn enable us to live on this planet for a few more years. Thanks for watching. Via vertical farming. Oh, I've got it! Fuck! I solved 2 problems. Fuck! Fuck! Oh!